Alright, YouTube. Um, I'm gonna try something new. I'm gonna try doing this thing where, pretty much we're getting serious. Something I don't do very often. And the thing that's bringing this up, I would like to kind of, explain why I'm deciding to be a little serious now. A conservative pastor and, his radio co-host decided to make a claim that Frozen is going to make people turn towards homosexuality and bestiality. Yes, so needless to say, I'm getting serious on this because this is ridiculous. Alright, so I'd like to first start off by saying to the pastor, Kevin, and his co-host Steven, you don't have any right just to talk about something if you've not first watched the movie completely through, or you actually take the time to sit down and collaborate with more than just two people. And you being a pastor, you should be able to have a decent group in which you can talk to somebody about these things with. So if you'd like to, talk to me, I'm not being disrespectful. I'm honestly just voicing my opinion, much like you voiced yours. So that's just what I want to say directly to Kevin and Steven. Alright, on the claim that they made that the song Let It Go is about coming out of the closet, or just coming out in general, saying that, you know what, I'm not gonna hide the fact that they were into someone of the same sex. I kind of beg to differ, because quite personally, to me, that song, it actually is pretty much letting go of, it means let go of all the things that are holding you back, despite whether it's depression, anxiety, anything. And to think maybe that it's about coming out with your homosexuality is, to me, a little far-fetched. You can honestly make all the claims you want, but in the quotes that I've read from you guys saying what you felt, your opinions and theories were on the movie, I feel that you didn't state exactly how it's about coming out. And it's just, it doesn't make sense how you'd get something like that as coming out. I mean, yes, Disney's had a past with putting small little things in the movies, making things just like complete shockers to you when you finally realize them. But if you think about something from this perspective, maybe it's just because they have a perverted sense of humor. Alright, so, another claim you guys made was, or actually this was more like, I guess, your proof that Elsa is a lesbian. You said because she doesn't have a male suitor or a partner, how does that make someone automatically a homosexual? Like, I honestly don't understand that. Because, one, I know plenty of people who are single, who have been single for several years. They're not gay. They're not homosexuals. I've honestly known people who have went their entire life and have never been in a relationship with someone of the same and or opposite sex, simply because they just chose not to. Because someone makes the choice to not have a relationship, that does not automatically make them a homosexual. I chose not to be in a relationship. I've chose not to be in one for a while now, because I honestly felt right now I'm too young, I don't need a relationship, and that doesn't automatically make me a homosexual. So your proof there with her not having a partner is kind of more not like along the lines of factual proof. If you provide factual proof, then your theory can be supported that maybe Frozen does support homosexuality. But if you're going to base your theory off of opinionated statements, then you're not going to get too much acknowledgement for making a great claim and proving something. You just won't get very far unless you have an actual fact that can be seen. So get facts if you want to make a claim about something automatically meaning something. So just get facts. I mean, seriously. Alright, so, about what you said, if you were Disney in 1984, or, no, if you were the devil, you would buy Disney in 1984. I honestly don't know why a Christian would want to hypothetically even think of themselves as the devil. I mean, I don't entirely know how you conservative people work. I mean, I know you enjoy keeping things held dear to you in the original things that you were taught and socially conditioned to believe. But just no Christian I've ever been in contact with, I am not a Christian, but every contact that I've had that is with a Christian who goes to church, who actually lives what they say, instead of being a double standard piece of crap that does one thing while telling you it's bad, I just don't get it entirely why you feel comparing yourself hypothetically would even be a reasonable thing to do. If you want to state something along the lines of it's the devil's work, and then you want to hypothetically speak that you're the devil and you bought Disney in 1984, and that was what Kevin said. If he was the devil, I would buy Disney in 1984. That's paraphrasing it, because I'm not going to sit there and read the entire quote. I will put the link to the article in which I read the quote, or paraphrase the quote from, in the description below. But then Vaughn, his co-host on the radio station, said that, and then you would go around making movies pretty much with the slightest bit of, like, just the slightest of sin into the movie, which makes it more enticing, I guess. I'm not the best at paraphrasing and stuff, but the links to the articles in which I've got this information will be in the description, so you can go and read them yourselves. So, I just, honestly, I don't get why you guys would sit there and make hypothetical statements about being the devil, because it just doesn't make sense to me. Alright, so also in the article they say that Vaughn and Swanson were not the first to have made this claim about the movie. Apparently someone, Catherine Skaggs, yes, my laptop is right here off screen a little bit, where I am reading parts of the article because I'm not going to sit here and do this all by memory. So, she has actually made the claim saying that she can blatantly see the homosexual agenda in promoting the homosexuality. And I honestly do not get it. So, just the three of you people cease, people like you that make these claims, you just never cease to amaze me with the claims that you will make, and then use opinion and faith as reasons why it's wrong, or just how you want people to just believe you just because your faith says it's wrong. It just amazes me how you always turn to faith and opinion over fact, logic, and reasoning. Now, I'm completely open to discuss topics like these, as long as you do so in a manner that is respectful. But the slightest bit of disrespect that I end up detecting, I guess, I will instantly start to change how I carry out my debate with you. So, I guess on to the next thing that you guys have claimed about the movie Frozen. Alright, so another thing that they've said is Kristoff has an unnatural relationship with his reindeer Sven. And what I have to say to that is, because you guys went and assumed that, Frozen promotes homosexuality and bestiality, they say that Kristoff and Sven's unnatural relationship is a sign that is slowly progressing and pointing towards bestiality. For those of you who don't know what bestiality is, it's the act of having sex with an animal. But, to be honest, just picture this all in your head, alright? You've been out in the cold, a very, very cold, like Canada cold, even colder, possibly, and the only company you have is your reindeer, who you've actually been around since you were a very young boy. And you've been out in the cold and wandering around, well, and you start having a conversation with this animal, you then, instead of the animal talking himself, which has been an actual thing in Disney movies before where animals actually will talk, but in this movie, Sven doesn't actually talk while Kristoff is a grown boy. It just doesn't make sense to me how someone who's been out in the cold and is going to have a conversation with an animal, he's been alone, the only contact with another being is the animal, he's going to sit there and say things like, just carry out a normal conversation, but when it comes to the part where Sven, the reindeer, has to talk, and Kristoff decides to do the voice for Sven, pretty much filling in both parts of the conversation, I don't honestly see how that relates anywhere closely to signs of bestiality. I'll be in the woods and I'll see a squirrel when it's hunting season, be like, I'll see a squirrel, and I'm just honestly not wanting to really catch anything. I just want to see the squirrel, because I just enjoy nature, I'll be like, here, squirrely, 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 and sometimes I'll pretend, oh, let's, let your imagination wander, and pretend this animal's talking to you. Well, who cares? Honestly. It doesn't mean I'm gonna go have sex with the squirrel if I fill in this conversation part that the squirrel is supposed to fulfill in my imagination. So, like I've said before, get some facts and instead of opinions if you want to make a theory, because in my opinion, yeah, that's kind of weird there. So hang on, let me reword that. What I'd actually like to say is, pretty much, if you're going to have a theory, you need to base it off facts, because it is proven that a theory based on nothing but opinions will crumble, because there's nothing there to prove it. Yes, there may be people out there with the same opinion as you. Obviously, I am not one of them. And obviously, you are against homosexuality and bestiality. And bestiality, I agree with you there, that is a little strange. And if I believed in Christianity, I'm pretty sure I'd be like, well, that's a sin. But with the homosexuality, I don't get why you slam it, because God designed us to have free will, and He is the only one who's supposed to judge what you've done with your free will. Therefore, you being a human, you shouldn't ever judge somebody because of their choices. It's just ridiculous, in my opinion, and it's rather childish if you want to sit there and judge someone, because yes, we are raised to have an opinion. Does it mean that it's 100% true? No. Just think about things before you go out and make such claims where a bunch of people can hear you. I'm pretty sure I've made some claims in this video already that a lot of people are going to disagree with, but I'm going off fact and opinion. And sometimes fact and opinion can come together and actually make something a little bit believable. So, I think I've, been serious enough. I'm gonna go do another video now that's nothing to do with this one. But, thank you guys for watching. Like, comment, subscribe. Tell me what your guys' opinions are on not Christoph, wow. Stupid thing. This is what happens when I talk about things for too long. I get the characters mixed up, but Kevin and Steven, or Steve, like, if you guys want to post what you think about them down in the comments below, please do that. I want to hear what you guys have to think about this. And just until next time, I don't even know, just go do something productive. Go watch Frozen. And if you haven't, and tell me what you think. So, there's something productive to do. Take away from this video. It's already going to be a long video. I apologize for the stuff in the background. That's my family in the other room, trying to control my 3-year-old cousin. But, now, goodbye, YouTube.